Welcome to Viola World and Happy New Year from everyone at Fiorentina here at the Viola Park. Fiorentina started January with a defeat, ending the first half of the Serie A season losing at Sassuolo on match day 19. But despite that, after 19 Serie A rounds, Fiorentina stay in fourth. A great result, truly, after the first half of the season. But unfortunately, there was the loss at Sassuolo, an unlucky loss. Let's have a look at the highlights. The Viola played at Sassuolo after 3 consecutive victories that ended the year in 2023. 2024, unfortunately, started with Pinamonti's goal early on, with the Viola fans en masse at the Stadio Città del Tricolore in Reggio Emilia, following the Viola, who had a tough first half against a Sassuolo side that hadn't won in 5 games and truly needed points. But a much better second half. The Sassuolo scored a second, but due to offside, the goal was ruled out shortly after by referee Abisso, who had an important role to play in a game with a lot of things happening, including this chance by Jonathan Ikone, the Frenchman, almost netting the equalizer. And shortly after, penalty awarded for Fiorentina. Milenkovic with the header, handball. Jack Bonaventura finds Consigli on his path. Unlucky. Bonaventura has been a key player this season, but his mistake from the spot. The Viola keep on attacking. Duncan off the bar, and then El Chino Martinez Quarta fires home. Unfortunately, he was offside as well. Bad luck for Fiorentina with a penalty miss, the bar hit by Alfred Duncan, and more chances all throughout the second half with the Viola that never gave up. We'll listen to what Vincenzo Italiano had to say after the game as well. But in a match where Fiorentina created loads of chances, the Viola were unlucky not to find the equalizer. Here was Beltran on the volley. And then again with the Viola pushing to score the 1-0. A lovely ball by Duncan. Milenkovic and Consigli, who was truly man of the match, making another great save. The Viola kept pushing. Here's a cross by Parisi. Milenkovic and Beltran just unable to get that connection on the ball, with Sassuolo fighting till the very end and the Viola pushing for the equalizer. Ikone again with the curler just wide. It wasn't meant to be for Fiorentina. After 3 consecutive victories, the defeat at Sassuolo, starting January 2024. But the Viola, like we said, ended the first half of the season in 4th spot in Serie A, having reached the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia. And in fact, the Viola on Tuesday this week will face Bologna at the Stadio Artemio Franchi. Of course, if you're in Florence or if you want to travel to Florence, come to the stadium because it's a big game. And of course, Fiorentina are also in the knockout phase of the UEFA Europa Conference League. That's after the first half of the season. But of course, the defeat at Sassuolo wasn't the easiest one to take for coach Vincenzo Italiano. Let's have a listen to what he had to say after the final whistle.
È un peccato non essere riusciti a fare almeno un gol nel secondo tempo.
It's a pity that we didn't at least score 1 goal in the second half. We wanted to find consistency and positive results, but we're very happy and proud after what we did so far in the first half of the season. Of course, against Sassuolo, we analyzed the game. We showed some of the mistakes we've made this season on other occasions. We didn't score despite creating plenty of chances, and without finding the goals, we were unable to get points as well. We're struggling a bit up front because we lack players. We've got injuries and players that need to come back. We only have 2 wingers.
Però
And
restando alla partita di
we
stasera alla
definitely
fine,
didn't have a
siccome le
good
partite durano 96
first half,
minuti, è vero che il primo
but
abbiamo
throughout the
fatto
90
non bene,
minutes,
ma il
in the end,
secondo
we
credo
managed
che
to react in
ci
the
sia stata
second half.
reazione, ci sia stata la voglia di
We had a reaction. We
riacciuffare questa
wanted
partita,
to
l'abbiamo
get
fatto in
an
tutti i
equalizer
modi,
and
sbagliando
perhaps a
un rigore,
win. We
colpendo
gave
traverse,
trouble
cercando
to
di mettere
Sassuolo,
in
but the ball
difficoltà
just
il
didn't want
Sassuolo,
to
però
go in despite
oggi non
a
voleva
penalty,
entrare,
despite
a
hitting the
differenza delle
bar,
altre partite.
and plenty of chances.
Peccato perché, ripeto, volevamo
On
nell'ultima
other
gara
occasions, we
del
lost some
girone
games
di andata
without
aggiungere
deserving
qualcosina,
the
e non
defeat.
ci siamo riusciti.
Perhaps
Ma
recently
noi,
in
se andiamo a analizzare,
some other
abbiamo perso
matches,
delle partite
we
dove
got more
meritavamo.
than what we
Forse le
deserved,
ultime
but
quattro
we showed
abbiamo creato
solidity.
meno, però questa
And
solidità che stiamo avendo
against the
dietro ci ha
Swallow, we
permesso
had to score and we didn't.
di vincere.
We got less than what
E
we
alla
deserved.
fine forse si compensa
On other
tutto.
occasions, we got
Oggi
a bit
meritavamo
more than
di
what we
più e
deserved,
abbiamo
so
ottenuto
perhaps it
quello
evens out in the end.
che era giusto ottenere, perché nel secondo tempo
We need some more players
la
up
squadra
front,
ha
of
fatto
course,
tutto quello che deve
with
fare per cercare di
the
almeno
injuries,
fare un gol, ma
so
oggi non ci siamo riusciti.
we'll
Poi,
see. Against the Swallow, the
ne
team
abbiamo
had
parlato, lì
all the
davanti
chances,
siamo
they did everything they needed to do, but we just
in
weren't
teoria
able
c'è bisogno
to score.
di aggiungere per rotazioni, per far rifiatare qualcuno, per avere soluzioni.
We might have to
E
add
mi
some
auguro
players to
che
rotate
presto
and have
si
more
possa
options
aggiungere
up front,
qualcosa.
especially like we said,
No, perché può
regarding
capitare di avere una partita
the
con
wingers.
questo tipo di sviluppo.
It happens to have games like against Sassuolo. Of course, we expected this kind of the game. We knew Sassuolo needed points. We expected this match. We expected this start, and we could have avoided, of course, conceding early on. And we then grew into this game and reacted in the second half. We expected this. And I added some strikers up front, trying to mix things up and trying to turn things around in the second half. It worked, but we didn't score, and it's a pity we didn't score.
Infatti ho aggiunto un'altra punta, abbiamo giocato col tre quarti, abbiamo
We
giocato
had
ultra
a
offensivi,
trequartista
cercando
and two
di
strikers. We
ottenere
were
qualcosa.
very attacking in the second
Non siamo
half,
stati capaci
but all we
di
lacked
far gol.
was the goal.
E aggiungo che Sassuolo,
What I must
Sassuolo
add
è una
is that
squadra
it's not
secondo
easy to
me,
play at
quando viene a
Sassuolo. If
giocare
anyone
qua,
thinks it's
se
easy,
qualcuno pensa
they
di
are
vincere
mistaken.
facile,
It's a
io
tough place to
non
go
l'ho
to
mai
and
fatto,
play and
non
get
l'ho
a
mai fatto
result.
manco
They
questa
have
volta.
quality
Sapevo che si
up
può
front.
andare
They've
in
got players like
difficoltà con
Berardi,
Lorientè,
Lorientè.
Tosvet.
Nobody
Quindi
should
abbiamo concesso
expect
2
an
tiri in
easy
porta.
game at Sassuolo.
Bravi loro, perché
So they
siccome
did
è successo
well.
anche a noi nelle gare precedenti di non
Like we
creare
did on other
tantissimo, ma di
occasions,
vincere,
they
e quando si
won
vince si ha meriti.
without
Quindi
having many
merito
chances.
loro,
They
demerito
did it,
nostro.
and
Archiviamo, martedì
now we need to
si
focus
riparte
on
con una
Tuesday
gara
on the Coppa
importantissima.
Italia. It's a vital game,
Per quello che
and
piace a me,
we have to
dobbiamo
be the
essere quelli
same
del
team
secondo tempo,
as we saw
perché
in the
nel
second
primo
half
andavamo
against
piano,
the
sotto
Sassuolo.
ritmo,
Like I said, we didn't do well in the first half. The approach wasn't what we wanted at Sassuolo. But with that second half, it's incredible that we didn't manage to get a goal in the second half at Sassuolo and get some points. That was Coach Vincenzo Italiano. Of course, a bit of disappointment after the result, but overall, Vincenzo Italiano satisfied with the first half of the season. Like we said, Fiorentina are still going for 4 competitions. After 19 Serie A games, midway through the season, the Viola are 4th in the table, and that's obviously a very good result. At the same time, the round of 16 of the Conference League, the quarterfinal of the Coppa Italia, and the Viola, of course, in 2 weeks' time, will be in Saudi Arabia to play the semi-final of the Italian Super Cup. But of course, in the weekend, other Fiorentina teams played. So moving on, we'll talk about the Primavera, who managed to snatch a 2-2 result at the Viola Park against Monza. So I'll salute you with the highlights from that game, the Fiorentina under-19s, with a 4-goal thriller draw against Monza. It's bye-bye until next week.